Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
So there's this guy, Christopher Yuan, who's a 54-year-old nonprofit director from Escondido, California. He's got a pretty interesting background. He used to be a drug dealer, but then he became a teacher at Moody Bible Institute in Chicago after studying scripture. Yuan is also quite the advocate for traditional Christian values, and his nonprofit Holy Sexuality aims to empower Christians to understand, embrace, and celebrate biblical sexuality. Sounds pretty straightforward, right? But here's where things get complicated. Yuan is also a gay man who came out as such while attending university. Fast forward to 2023, when Yuan launched the Holy Sexuality Project with his mom, Angela. The project supposedly helped thousands of families understand and celebrate their biblical sexuality. Sounds like a pretty slick marketing pitch, but experts say it's actually based on some pretty questionable theories about human sexuality. Anyway, Yuan recently sued OpenAI over a $5 discount he claims was denied him because of his religious beliefs. Yeah, you read that right, a $5 discount. It seems OpenAI had a policy in place that excluded nonprofit organizations with religious affiliations from their discounted pricing, and Yuan argued that this was discriminatory. Now, here's where things get interesting. The Alliance Defending Freedom, ADF, is helping Yuan out on this case. ADF is a conservative Christian group that has been involved in some pretty high-profile battles over issues like LGBTQ+ rights and religious freedom. But what's really going on here? Well, according to some critics, Yuan's nonprofit seems to be using taxpayer dollars for questionable purposes. We're talking video production costs of $123,576 per year. And get this, the only IRS filing they managed to scrape up was one that listed revenues of over $500,000, but expenses barely cracked $9,000. It sounds like Yuan might be more interested in selling his brand and making a buck than actually helping people understand their sexuality, according to someone who's been following his work. He's still a salesman to his core. And if that's the case, then it seems pretty shady for him to be claiming anti-Christian discrimination is rampant. OpenAI hasn't commented on this case yet, but ChatGPT did tell me they've got a policy in place that prohibits users from discriminating based on protected attributes like religion. And apparently, Yuan's nonprofit didn't meet those standards. So what does it all mean? Well, it seems like we're dealing with another episode of the culture wars, where traditionalists are pushing back against perceived threats to their values. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to decide whether or not we want to support folks like Christopher Yuan and his Holy Sexuality Project, which raises some pretty tough questions about what it means to be a good Christian in America today. Let me know in the comments. Do you think OpenAI did the right thing by denying Yuan's nonprofit a discount, or should they have given him a break for being religious?